Welcome back to All the Work, week 9. I have sealed up the driver's side floor. Phase 1 is complete. Now I am going to clean up the boat and get ready to tackle the passenger side, or the port side, if you will. I am starting by getting all the fiberglass materials out of the boat. I won't be fiberglassing until the port side is near completion. But I want to do something that I'm super excited about, which is cut out the LC. That little tab that I had that I was hanging my 1708 fiberglass roll on. You can see there that little L coming out where the passenger seat is. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to finally make those cuts, but not after I get the boat totally cleaned out and cleaned up. That is a pool noodle that I took out of my neighbor's trash can. I saw it and I said, I need that. And I'm going to make a couple little guards for my engine mount. Now you'll notice that the engine mount braces are gone. Thank goodness. Those things were awful to step around and move over, and actually kind of screwed up some of the work. The fiberglassing under that starboard engine mount is subpar. I think I'll be okay. I'll be able to manage it. Here I am discovering that, and had those braces not been in place, I think I would have had a much easier time of getting under there and working. However, I was quite concerned about keeping the engine mount in the right spot, properly positioned, and keeping the boat true through that whole process where that whole floor was missing. So it is what it is. I decided that I wanted to, again, cover up all that new work. I'm using a couple trash bags cut in half because I can't find my big masking sheet. I think that's because I'm doing some painting down the road and it's over there. So I want to cover up that work so it doesn't get all dusty, because I am going to be cutting out holes and digging the foam out of the starboard side coming up here. So I want that driver's side to be totally clean when I get to that. So I did do one quick remeasure, and I put some new tape in for cutting out this LC mod area. I lowered it down so that it would be a little more structurally sound. And then I drilled my holes. I piloted the holes, 4-inch bit, actually 3 5/8" bit, piloted those holes, and then I wanted to use my oscillating saw to cut these, the long ends. However, that was way too slow and my oscillating blade is dull, so then I pulled out the vacuum cleaner and got out the diamond blade on the grinder and made some quick cuts. However, I woke Dylan up and got a text from Amanda saying, don't do that again. So that is one of the more satisfying cuts I've done on the boat. Super happy about it, but got in trouble. Now we're midday the next day. I'm cleaning out the vacuum cleaner. It is exceptionally dusty and it needs to be redone. My first phase of attack here is to get up in the nose and cut out a part of the floor panel up in the nose, and then dig out all that foam that is up in there. I decided to go with a big triangle cut. You're not going to be able to see it very well because I forgot to close the garage door halfway. That's my bad. However, I'll take the 2-inch hole drill 3 holes, and I want to shade my cutout a little bit over towards the port side of the boat, which is the passenger side, so that I can look down the stringers and in the voids on that side to see how much foam I need to get in there. So here I am, I'm up in the boat. This is why I had to cut out that LC mod right away so I could get in there and work. I'm drilling the holes, and then I will use just simple sawzall to cut out that triangle cut. And there will be a zoom in of that coming up. This is all work that's happening during a nap time, which is great. Here is, I'm taking a trash bag, putting it up in there so that when I dig the foam, I can fill that trash bag. There's my triangle cut. You can see the 3 holes, but you can see 2 of the holes there. I ripped out a little bit of foam to start. You can see that it's just this big pad of foam, and there's a bunch of water in there. It is definitely sopping wet, and everywhere it's black, you know it's wet. So this is part 1 of the next phase, and here I get a little bit smarter with my camera positioning, and here I am digging it out. However, the camera was not plugged in and died nearly immediately. So there I am fixing it. I think I'm at nighttime work and I made it through the nap time. And here's a good overhead view of what it looks like to be digging out foam. Now I'm getting big giant chunks here because I have a big giant opening. That is not going to be the case later when I start moving into the stringers. But even with these big giant chunks and really good access to the foam, you can see how long it takes. I mean, this is sped up 40 times speed, and I take that crowbar and just dig it out, dig it out, dig it out. And the crazy thing about the foam is it's all dense and sitting there and all happy, and once you start chunking it away, it almost expands. And the volume of trash bag that I filled up compared to what appears to be the volume it's come out of is crazy. I mean, 2, maybe 3 half full trash bags full of foam coming out of this nose. And it's not a big area. You can see how I'm really kind of struggling to figure out which position works. And then you also see later that I can barely get my arm all the way up into the nose of the boat. Now, am I going to drill another hole up in there to dig through? Probably. Not totally sure. This is the box I filled up with stuff when I was cleaning out the boat. I need that little crowbar. This little one is sharper and a little easier to work with. For little work, the big crowbar obviously works for the big stuff, but that little one, a little sharper, and so I can stab it in and do the little stuff. So now I am kind of at my arm's length reach up in there, and this is tough. I'm packed in there. You can see my butt stuck up against the passenger seat, and at some point I start laying down, and because I'm laying down, I'm getting fiberglass in my forearms, and I should have a long sleeve on, but it's hot and just miserable work conditions, but getting it out. And you know, I thought this was going to be a one-night thing, but the boat beat me. I couldn't finish this in one day. I thought for sure I could get up in here and in one night get the nose done, but you see there's just here it comes. I don't know where the remote is, Bryce. I don't know. There is the nose, or sorry, the foam that's still in there. I'm looking backwards down. I'm trying to show there. Yeah, okay, a stringer. There is a gap under the, I'm calling it the well of the boat. There's a gap full of water all the way up under there. I don't know how far back it goes, but I'm pretty sure that's where my fins bolt in. And somehow I got to get that full of foam. I don't know how I'm going to seal it up. Clearly it wasn't sealed before, so I have a feeling that's going to leak there. I don't quite know what to do about that situation. We'll figure that out later. Here I am throwing trash bags, stuff out of the boat, getting ready. All my clothes at this point, and my gloves, everything's full of fiberglass. It is getting worse and worse, and I can't wash it out. So, middle of the night, here at maybe 11 o'clock, I bring everything over to the side yard. I'm trying to wash these gloves out because inside the glove is full of fiberglass and it's super miserable. I also wash out a bunch of my other clothes there, but that was a well, nighttime adventure right there. So here we go, night number 2 of getting the foam out of the nose of the boat. I am just having to fully lay down and get up under there and do it. This might be the worst position I've ever had to work in. And I kind of got worked up while I was cramped in like this and had to take a couple breaths, pull the respirator and get a couple deep breaths without it on. At this point, I've got as much foam out of the nose as I'm capable of getting right now, so I need to move my support from the driver's side over to the passenger side. So I'm reusing that pallet support maneuver, and there I am kind of fabbing it up. Lower the tongue jack down, get it supported, because I'm going to begin digging foam out of the stringers. First thing I want to do is mark where the stringers are. If you remember back, I marked them out a while back when I was re-fiberglassing in the driver's side. I'm glad I did that then. And now I had to duct tape a chalk line down so I could hold it at one end, then pull it down and snap the lines down. Now to get into these stringers, I am going to drill into them with the 2-inch hole saw, similar to like I did with the inside stringer on the driver's side. And I'm alternating between a 6-inch wide hole that I will cut with 2-inch hole saw drills, and then use the sawzall to connect them, and then I'll alternate that with just a single 2-inch hole in the middle, and then be able to kind of move the foam from that 2-inch hole area down to that 6-inch wide hole area, and then peel the foam out. There. This is certainly tedious work. It takes a while to get the foam broken up. And there I go drilling another hole. Now, I didn't sand when I drilled that hole, and that's going to be a mistake, and we'll kind of adjust that later. But there I am drilling my holes, and there's a sawzall work cutting out the bigger hole, and then I get a text from Amanda that says, stop making noise, you're in for the night. And that's getting the foam out of the nose and starting on the stringers.